So this is my IoTPool. It's an Intex 15-foot by 48-inch deep pool. It's pretty full right now. It's rained this last week, so rain has filled up the pool quite a bit. So hanging in this pool is a DS1820B temperature sensor. It's hooked onto my thermometer. This is a saltwater pool, and so down here is the saltwater system, which is downstream of the heater, which is downstream of the pump. So water comes out of the pump, or comes out of the pool, hits the pump and the filter, hits this heater, which is an EcoSmart 11 kilowatt heater, electric heater. Got this off Kijiji. Runs on 220 volt, 60 amp circuit. And then the saltwater system. And then water is returned to the pool. So the temperature sensor is actually hooked up to some low voltage bell wire that I purchased because the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi aren't really close to the pool. And that's because my Wi-Fi doesn't really extend reliably out to the pool area here. So I kept the Arduino and Raspberry Pi close to the house and extended the temperature sensor reach through using just some really cheap bell wire, which is basically doorbell wire. Now this is a combination of a sand filter and pool pump, and it runs on 110 volt and is also connected to the IoT power relay. So this EcoSmart heater actually has a flow control sensor, so it's smart enough to not heat while there's no water flow, and then once it detects water flow, the heating elements will kick in. So it's actually a spa heater technically, but it's been working great for 2 years, and so I've only had to replace one of the heating elements. Really simple to do actually. So it's worked quite well. This is the saltwater chlorinator. So basically you put pool salt into the pool and this turns it into chlorine. And it runs on 110 volt. And this is hooked up to that IoT power relay, which I'll show you. Here at the house I've got the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi and the IoT power relay hooked up. I've actually got them zip tied into this little Rubbermaid, and I've got the breadboard in there as well. These are all hooked up to a GFCI plug here, and you can see how it's laid out here. And this is where the bell wire from the pool, the one pool temperature sensor, comes in. You can see it coming over here. And then the other temperature sensor I've just simply got taped to the outside here. And I usually keep a lid on this, and then I keep another Rubbermaid over top of this all, so there's no chance of these getting wet or moist and damaged. This is the IoT power relay. I've got one cable plugged into it, into the ports that are labeled normally off. And this cable is connected to the pool, and specifically the saltwater system and the pump/filter. And so I control this over low voltage wire. Send some voltage to this, and it basically turns the normally off ports to on, and then reverse that to turn them off. So here you can see how I've got the breadboard wired up, the resistors, and then connected to the Arduino, and then connected to the Raspberry Pi. Now I've got this Pi Easy Connect because it's got these terminal blocks, and I've ordered some more terminal blocks simply because, you know, this breadboard wires tend to pop in and out if this gets moved much. So I will be kind of using more terminal blocks to kind of permanently connect the wires together, but for the interim, this works fine.